Hello, everybody. This is Patrick MontesDeOca with Market Wrap here for March 21st, 2022. Let me just review here pretty much what's happening here in the market as we closed. We're looking at gold up $6.40, up 0.33. Silver up 32 cents, up 1.29%. We're looking at ES trading at 44.59, 44.60, down about 5 points. Derivatives in gold up about 4-5%. So we had a fairly positive close here for the metals. As we continue this this Russia invasion of Ukraine, this war continues, and it continues to disrupt the supply chain. And I believe it's going to get worse than basically alleviating some of the short supplies that we've had, that we're beginning to see that not only are we entering into a short supply again, world supply basically of commodities, foods, energy, natural gas, crude oil, but the inventories that we had prior to going into the basically pandemic, pretty much were not prepared for this kind of demand that we have in the making. The situation in the region continues to potentially create severe problems with regards to supply. And I'm beginning to see that this situation here, as I said, is not going to change anytime soon, as opposed to exacerbating basically the supply chain that's already broken. I want to share with you a preview of a report that's going to the Associated Press and Seeking Alpha, entitled "Food Supply Chain Broken to Exacerbate Inflation Short Term." The latest news on the Russian invasion of Ukraine is that Ukraine is urging China to denounce Russia's war in Ukraine. 98% of Ukrainians oppose Russia's war. The war appears to be continuing to escalate. The Fed was planning to raise interest rates. The Fed did raise interest rates a quarter point at their last meeting, but inflation is running at much higher levels than anticipated. The quarter point was already discounted in the market. The invasion of Ukraine means that a great deal of grains are being lost to the world supply. Not only grains, but commodities in general: natural gas, crude oil, precious metals from the region. Ukraine supplies about 30% of the grains in the world, mostly wheat. Demand in the United States is at a high point, but supplies are way down, especially with droughts in the Americas and the loss of the supply from the Ukraine. I don't think the conflict of Ukraine and the supply issue are going to resolve themselves anytime soon, Equity Management Academy CEO Patrick MontesDeOca said. The metals markets are beginning to react to the crisis in Ukraine, but inflation is also having an effect. We may be reaching a point where shortages lead to famine in various places. We may be facing the risk of a crisis in food, MontesDeOca said. The shortages will exacerbate inflation. Crude oil is also being affected by the war in Ukraine. Crude is back up above $110 a barrel. A brief downturn. We have resumed the uptrend, and we expect much higher prices in crude oil, natural gas. The Nasdaq has moved into bear territory after testing the high of 17,767. We have reverted back into what appears to be a reversal pattern developing. The stock market indices appears to have discounted the recent rate increase and have already priced it in. The E-mini S&P appears to have found some support as well. With record debt levels of $30 trillion in the U.S. alone, the Fed may be unable to continue to raise interest rates. The war in Ukraine just adds to the issues that are disrupting supply chains and raising prices. Let's take a look at the technical perspective and standard deviation for the gold market. For gold, we use the variable changing price momentum indicator, the VCPMI, to tell us the average price and when the market reaches the extremes levels above or below that mean, which are the best times to enter the market with the highest probability of a reversion to the mean unfolding. Gold between the weekly average of 1937 and the daily average of 1929, it is in a neutral zone with a 50-50 chance of the market going up or down from here. We want to wait until the market reaches the extreme levels where the odds of a reversion are 90-95% probability. For long-term traders, keep your long-term core position. The market is looking to test the upper end of the recent high that we saw of 2078. Trading above 1937 will activate a bullish price momentum with a target of 1979 to 2037 for the rest of this week. In the weekly gold report, Nikki the Robot said that the weekly trend momentum of 1882 is bullish. The weekly VCPMI of 1937 provides a bearish price momentum. A close above 1937 negates this bearish price momentum to neutral. It also tells you that if short, take profits at 1880 to 1838. Or if you're long, take profits from 1979 to 2037. Silver is in the same position as gold, except that it has already activated a bullish price momentum by trading above the weekly average of 25.33 and 25.25, the daily, with targets of 25.52, daily, and 25.91 on the weekly. The weekly targets, actually the dailies are 25.52 to 25.91. The weekly targets are 26.10 to 27.07 for the rest of this week. The 360-day buy one level is at 25.85. If we activate that level, we are going to pick up a lot of steam to reach the 27.07 target. Continue to hold your core long positions. Nikki the Robot said in the weekly silver report that the weekly trend momentum of 24.19 is bullish. The weekly VCPMI of 25.33 is a bearish price momentum, but a close above 25.33 stop will negate this bearishness to neutral. And we seem to be trading above there by trading last at 25.41. It also tells you if short, take profits at 24.36 to 23.59. If long, once again, the targets for the rest of the week are 26.10 to 27.07. On Bitcoin, we tried to activate a bullish price momentum on the 18th at about 3,063, then it reverted to trade between the daily average of 41,090 and the weekly average of 40,595. We are neutral on Bitcoin. Nikki the Robot said in the weekly Bitcoin report that the weekly trend momentum of 39,657 is bullish. The weekly VCPMI of 40,595 is bullish. A close below 40,595 stop negates this bullishness to neutral. If you're long, take profits at 43,695 to 45,460. Again, if short, take profits at 38,830 and 35,730. Continue to hold your long-term position in precious metals, gold, silver, and add to your position long-term in Bitcoin if you are trading in that market. Trade from the long side. Have a great afternoon, everybody. We'll see you in the morning at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time.